What are we all chasing? We're chasing more money, more peace, more joy, a stronger version of ourselves. We're chasing a greater version of ourselves. We're chasing a freer version of ourselves. And most of you guys believe that you can't attain that. Most of you guys get these images in your mind and you don't understand that it's the authentic voice of God. You keep feeling called to do something. You keep feeling called to be an actor. You keep feeling called to heal yourself. You keep feeling called to go to the gym. You keep feeling called that you are going to be rich. Why are you feeling called? Because that's the authentic voice of God. It's aligned with your purpose, with your greatest version of yourself. And so it's when you are not doing the daily habits, it's when you are not in alignment with the thoughts, feelings, and emotions, and the actions, the right actions, is when you start feeling afraid, and that's when you start feeling worry and anxiety. You see, worry and anxiety, these emotions are indicators that you are not in alignment. You're not aligned with the outcome that you desire. For instance, when I woke up today, I woke up at 9 a.m. My conscience was telling me to wake up at 5 a.m. Yeah, I didn't wake up at 5 a.m. because I went to sleep the night prior at 1 a.m. Why did I go to sleep at 1 a.m. if I know I want to wake up at 5 a.m.? Right? And so that's where you build trust within yourself. It's when you start affirming yourself. It's when you really hone in on those daily habits. It's when you're eating the right food. It's when you're waking up praying. Is when you're doing everything you know you need to do in order to create that desired outcome. That's when time is not relevant. That's when you are fully embodied with your greatest version of yourself. That's when you are aligned. And when you are aligned with the purpose that God has for you, life flows to you. You become magnetic. People can feel your energy. Things just come to you. Opportunities, people, money, love, peace. You are walking in the desire. It is already in your life before the external world can validate you. Today, I didn't validate myself. Today, I was out of alignment until maybe about 2, 3 o'clock. Because I did not adhere to my own word. And most of the times when it feels hard to adhere to your own word, that can also be a sign that you are lacking some sense of clarity. So I will admit that I am looking for clarity, because you guys, ever since I got back from my trip, visiting the hospital to my brother, I feel like my conscience has shifted. I feel like life is shifting, and my conscience is no longer in alignment with my old purpose. You see, as you go through life, your goal will always remain the same, but the path in which you take to that goal will shift. And it's going to shift as you evolve. And the more you evolve, a new purpose is going to come into your life. But that new purpose is ultimately meant to help you get to that greater purpose, to that greater version of yourself, to that plan that you feel called to obtain, to manifest in your life, whatever it is. So getting in alignment and adhering to your word and sticking to your daily habits will help you feel your most greatest self. You're going to create so much trust within yourself, so much self-confidence. You're going to validate yourself so much you won't seek any outside validation. You're going to be so secure within yourself and your purpose that opportunities are going to magically manifest, because you are vibrating at the highest frequency of love, peace, joy. You're going to create that in your life every single day. Again, life is not as it is. Life is as you are. So if you are creating this best superhuman version of yourself, ripped, rich, internally grateful every single day for every obstacle in your life, for every blessing in your life, when you understand that everything is a lesson and a blessing, and it's serving you, it's teaching you, it's using you, choosing you, when you really understand and live life in this message and embodiment, you're going to walk in this level of gratitude that you can only attract the best quality people, opportunities in your life. In your life. So are you adhering to your word? Are you listening to those signs? Because when you're aligned, you will get those signs. The universe is always speaking to you. It's the law of divine oneness. You see, I was on my way to my client this morning and I didn't wake up and work out. I didn't eat my first meal of the day because my goal is to gain weight, because my conscious is showing me this image of the ideal version of myself, and that's who I feel called to become. I didn't do the things I know I need to do. I didn't take the right actions in the morning. So I'm feeling worry, anxiety, fear. These are all indicators that I'm not in my path. I'm not aligned with the outcome. And I'm on my way there. And I understand that before I can even go out into the world and go meet my clients, I need to fix my internal state. I need to fix my energy. Because again, life is not as it is. Life is as you are. So if I met with my clients in this fearful, low confidence, worry state, I can manifest an argument with my client. I can manifest something that is not aligned with my greatest version of self. So before I even got to my client, I slowed down and I created peace in my own space. And how did I do that? I prayed over my life. I prayed for mental clarity. I prayed for peace. I prayed for alignment. I prayed for direction, understanding. And before I can even get my prayer done, a car drives past me and shows me a synchronicity. It shows me a sign. That's how quick you can get into alignment when you understand this stuff. The law of the divine oneness states that everything is connected. And so when you get into that aligned, peaceful acceptance state, this higher frequency state, the universe can now speak to you clearer and clearer and clearer. This is why we say don't drink, don't smoke, work out. When you do these things, your conscience can speak to you louder. That voice from the spirit world, that authentic voice of God can speak to you much clearer. But when you are smoking and drinking, and when you're partying, and when you're out doing these things, you're so tuned out. You're not even in this aligned state. And all you're really doing is you're just escaping something. I promise you, the most successful people don't really party. So as soon as I got into this aligned state, the rest of my day just followed. I got a phone call from someone who I know and love, who's in jail. And as soon as I get on the phone, they're in that state. They're in that low vibration, low frequency state. I get it. You're in jail. You're frustrated, right? There's a million reasons why you're frustrated. Like you want to get out. You want to be of society. You want to feel purposeful. You want to do something. And so she calls me and she's like, Jeff, why am I in here? Jeff, like I want to be out. I want to help the family. There's something going on in the family. And she get the news and she's just in this fearful state. And I slow her down and I tell her, this is God's will. Everything happens for a reason. We attract everything into our lives, guys. We attract everything into our lives. We are conscious creators with a higher purpose to fulfill. We attract everything into our lives, and you're fighting this. You're saying that you're not meant to be there. You're not like, you didn't do. No. God put you there for a reason. And so until you learn to surrender, until you learn to really trust in God's plan for your life, you see, because when I was homeless, I didn't want to be homeless. Like when I went through everything I went through, I didn't want to go through those things. Like I really want you guys to put yourself in my shoes, right? Here I am, I'm 23, I'm 24. All of my friends are going out. And I'm in this fucking car, broke as hell. And I don't even have a haircut, right? I'm feeling like a low, useless, worthless piece of shit as an individual, as a man. Yet my conscience was telling me something greater was on the way. But regardless, every day I felt guilt, shame. I felt disconnected, right? So, like, when you're in that state of being, when you feel disconnected from the world, right? Like, it's easy for your ego to step in and say, like, why you, why you, why you? Like, why me? But in reality, it's like, yes, you. Yes, you. Everything is happening for a reason. That's what God wants you to go through. So I told her that. I'm like, hey, I understand what you're saying, but God is using you. She tells me on the phone, I want to help people. I'm like, you are helping people. Ever since you got there, you've been telling me how there's other inmates who need your advice, who turn to you because they look at you for guidance, for protection, for love. That's purpose. The universe has to break you so you can speak to the broken. Get in alignment, guys.